What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Sporting. Today we have Shakhtar in the Champions League group stage and Benfica in Liga Portugal. Two very big games. I would say the Shakhtar and the Gladbach matches are probably even bigger than the Atletico Madrid matches because, I'm not really looking to compete with Atletico Madrid for top of the group. If I get it, amazing. If I don't, I didn't expect it in the first place. What I'm really fighting for is either second or third place to get knockout European football. That's what I want. So we just cannot finish bottom. And especially at home against Shakhtar, this is a must-win match. And recent results have not been super inspiring. Gotten some more decent results, but again, not super impressive. We haven't really dominated an opponent yet. Well, that wasn't in the cup. So we started off with Portimonense, beat them 2-0. They had two sending offs. One of them for basically the entire half. The other one kind of inconsequential there at the end. And we only got our second goal after the second sending off. In the 93rd minute, Sesko gets a brace. So again, not very good. Literally they went an entire half and it took the last kick to get a goal after the sending off. And it took two. We're just not very good going forward. Nacional, we got another 2-0 though. But again, the second one was in the 94th minute. Again, with the last kick, we get our second goal. First goal didn't even come till the 63rd minute. Pedro Gonçalves finally scoring a goal. Then Atletico Madrid. You might think this is an amazing result. 1-1 away from home. Typically, I'd be heads over heels for that. But the performance is where it just wasn't because they were down a man for the entire half. They got sending off in the 42nd minute. We scored almost immediately after. But they completely outplayed us in the entire second half, down a man. It wasn't close. To be absolutely whooped by a team. We were lucky that they only got one goal. To be absolutely whooped by a team with they were down a man is very frustrating. So, to get a 1-1 is a decent result, but we should have won that. Up a man, up a goal for an entire half, and we lost. We didn't lose. We drew. Not good enough. And then Boavista, again, we couldn't do anything going forward. But we did have a sending off in the 21st minute, so that was kind of why. Nuno Santos, again, straight red card. I've never had a team that loves straight reds more than this one does. They actually looks like they look to get one. It's ridiculous. And Nuno Santos, I think that's multiple for him in our 2 seasons here. So after that sending off, we just couldn't do anything. We had a little bit of rotation, but it was still a strong squad. Yeah, should not be drawing with Boavista. Should not be. Then the best result of the time so far, but it is against a second division club, but they were just relegated last year, so they're the best of the second division clubs. So to get a 5-1, and to do it with literally a third team. I put out all backups. Aguilar did start, he's one of the few starters, but Ditta, Ignacio did start, Bergman Johannesson started, played really well, but pretty much everyone else was a backup. Bergantia, Abisher, Ugarte, Costa, Tabata did start. Pedro Mendes, who you might not even know, he was out on loan last year. He's our third striker this year. He's actually pretty good for a third striker. I think he's a very good option. I think he's as good, if not maybe even a little bit better than Paulinho. And he's only on 4K a week. So, yeah, I'm really happy with him as a third striker. And he got 4 goals. 4. 10 rating. First game he's ever played for me. That was ridiculous. So, pretty good result, but again, against teams that we should be beating more comfortably, we're not. And so I'm not super optimistic for the Shakhtar and Benfica match. We've done well. We only have the one loss, and that's in the Super Cup. Everything else, we've not lost in the league, not lost in the Champions League, not lost in the Cup. But if we keep playing like this, it's going to bite us in the butt. We are not going to get away with this luck all season long. We're going to have to start playing better. Hopefully that starts today. So the team we've got for the Shakhtar match, what I think is our best team, we don't have any real injuries at all. Bergman Johannesson, not fully fit. I'm not gonna risk him this match. I want to do a little bit of rotation because I wanted to be pretty strong for that Benfica match. So a little bit of rotation. He sits out. Vinagre comes in. Escaio starts at right back. Another little bit of rotation, but I really trust Escaio as much as I trust Aguilar, so that's fine. Xerxes Ignacio, Nunez, and Ugarte starts because Polina's got kind of a heavy match load, and I feel pretty comfortable going with Ugarte there. Douglas Costa starts next to Bruno Tabata because Nuno Santos is on a yellow card away from suspension. And I want to do a little bit of rotation. I want him fit for the next match. So Douglas Costa comes in. I don't really want to play Douglas Costa for league matches because if we do, he could get another year, and I don't want that to happen. So he's starting in this Champions League match. Gonzalez and Sesko gets to start up top. I think Thiago Tomas, even though we just gave him a big contract, has already lost his starting job. If we look at Tomas so far this season, 6 appearances in the league, 1 goal, 5 of them starts, 1 goal, 1 appearance in the Cup, no goals, 2 appearances in the Champions League, no goals. He has been terrible. And Sesko has been really good. 5 goals and 8 appearances, that's pretty good, but when you consider only 3 are starts, that's ridiculous. 5 goals in 3 starts and 5 sub-appearances in the league. And he hasn't got a start in the Cup or the Champions League yet, but he did get an assist in the Champions League in his 1 sub-appearance, which is more than Tomas got in 2 starts. So, he's starting today. I think Tomas has already lost his job. I mean, still, I kind of want to keep him around the club just because he's homegrown. He's a good backup to be a homegrown player. And we know he can score. He was the top scorer in the league last year. So, yeah, I'm not too unhappy about giving him the new deal. And we can still sell him for quite a bit of money, I believe. So, I still think we did all right there. But Sesko has looked very good so far. Sesko's been great. So, he's starting today because we need the win. I need Sesko for both matches. So, let's hope we can do it in both. But today, right now, we need to beat Shakhtar. Huge match. Must win. I think we need to show everyone that their recent praise is justified. Put on a real show out there. Are you hopeful of the performance today? I don't see why we're not capable of turning up and playing well here. Why have you not picked Isaac Bergman Johannesson today? He's been in good form recently. I need to rotate the team today. That's why he's not starting. How's the mood in the camp right now? They're a confident bunch. They believe in themselves, and that's always really nice to see. First highlight comes in the 5th minute, and it's starting with Shakhtar. The deep free kick, but they don't have anyone in the box. They're looking to play it short to Malinovsky. Maicon, Marlon. Tete is through on goal. That is some terrible defending. I don't know what was going on there. Somebody switched off because he was completely unmarked. Easy chance that he fortunately misses. And we're going to be able to collect the corner and get away with some pretty poor defending, but we need to be better. We can't give them easy chances like that. They will score. I just saw Gladbach actually beat Atletico Madrid. That is huge. I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't like that because we're going to be finding it really hard to beat Atletico Madrid, and we don't want Gladbach to get points elsewhere. We don't want them to pick up points in that kind of match. We want to be able to be ahead of them, so them picking up points in that situation is not good for us. What is good for us is Sesko scoring again. His first start in the Champions League, and he gets a goal 10 minutes in. Good, pretty good play. Ugarte, nice ball out to Iscayo. Low cross, Sesko just taps it in the back of the net. I just realized I have low crosses on, noticing that. So I have that for Tomas, but I don't really need that for Sesko. I'd rather have floated crosses. So let's do that. Even though that did work, I still want to do floated crosses. Another highlight here in the 16th minute, and it's going to be a ball intercepted by Shakhtar. A pretty poor goal kick. Manor Solomon, who we tried to sign in the offseason on a free contract. He's leaving in December, I think. The seasons are kind of messed up with Ukraine, but his contract runs out in December. So we were trying to sign him on a free contract, but yeah, he had offers from some other big clubs, and we just couldn't match his wage demands. I think he got like $120K or something like that, and we just couldn't go anywhere close to that. So yeah, I couldn't land him. He would have been an amazing signing for us. He'd have been very good. He definitely would have been a starter on the wings. So it kind of sucks to miss out on him, but I mean, it's kind of what to expect when you got really big teams wanting these players. Like when you're at a league like the Portuguese league and your club the size of Sporting, you can't expect to get every top prospect out there. Like, or for the most part in this game, at least any, because teams have ridiculous money and they seem to always know who all the best players are out there. And even if you get to them first, they seem to know when you make a bid and they come in for them and steal them out from underneath you. It's frustrating. Little defending to do here, though, but pretty easy catch by Van der Voort. I think he went for goal there. He didn't have much help, but so far it's only their second shot. We've been the much better team to start this match. That's very good to see. We have another highlight, another free kick, and it's going to be cleared away, but we should be able to get on the end of it. Iscayo, if he starts running, does get on the end of it. Plays it to Douglas Costa. I want to see him show up in the Champions League because he's not going to play much in the league, and we need to see something from him. He's not making a whole lot of money, but he's making enough. And he's Douglas Costa. He's still only 32 years old. He's got a lot of game left in him. He's not played well his first season here, even in the league, which, competition level is not great for a lot of these games, and he still didn't show up. So, Vinagre, what a finish! Ruben Vinagre, that might be his first goal for the club, actually. Does it say? Maybe not. Must not be. They didn't say anything about it. Definitely his first goal of the season. Pretty good goal. Ignacio, picking the ball up at the back and making a darting run. Finds the ball through to Vinagre, and a good left-footed finish to the far corner. Not perfectly in the corner, but close enough. We have a 2-0 lead now. This is what I wanted to see. Goals and just good play. Defensively, we've been all right. Attacking-wise, we've created a lot, and we've actually put away our chances. And most importantly, got our shots on target. Good to see. Douglas Costa might have picked up a little bit of a knock there because his fitness went to nothing. And this is going to be the last highlight before the halftime whistle. Tabata into Pedro Gonçalves. Ruben Vinagre. I complained a lot about Ruben Vinagre, just partially not thinking he's good enough. Mostly it's thinking he's just not worth the wage. I think he's actually a pretty decent player. He was actually pretty good for us last season, but still, pretty high wage. He's one of our top earners, and he doesn't play like it. So, yeah, that was never a penalty. That should be the end of the half, though. 2-0 into the halftime. I would have taken that every day of the week. Good start. Love to see us getting shots on target. Possession, don't really care. I'm happy with the number of shots on target so far. Keep it up. That kind of ratio is what I've been looking for from you. More of that in the second half. 70th minute for our first highlight. Not much has happened in the second half, but I'm okay with that. 2-0 lead. I don't really want highlights. I'll take more goals, but if it comes at the risk of them scoring, I'd rather not have any highlights. So we are starting with Shakhtar, though. They are playing off in the back, so there's a decent chance we can intercept this year. We did very well intercepting the ball pretty high up the pitch last year. Numbers definitely showed that when we looked at the data hub. So it looks like it's not going to happen this time, though, as Ismaili, they have good wingers and fullbacks with a lot of pace, a lot of dribbling ability. So we have to be wary. Good tackle, but we do win it back. Yeah, that is a terrible goal kick. Oh, he saved to make up for it. I think he was offside, actually. But that is a horrific goal kick. We can't be having stuff like that. That's just giving them an easy chance. Douglas Costa's dead. And on a yellow. He's also been the worst player on the pitch for us. He's just so bad. So bad. This is, without a doubt, his last season at the club. I do not want him back. I don't care if he's on a dollar a week. I do not want him on this club. Second sub. I think we sub Gonçalves off. Bring in Abishur. He's a little bit better defensively. Provide a little bit more in that area. And just help see this game out. All right. Time to make our last sub. 83rd minute. Still only one highlight this entire half. I kind of want to take Tabata off, but I don't really have much else to put on the wings. I guess I could put Segovia left back and Vinagre to left wing. Or Sesko to take off. Sesko and Tabata are both very important. Very important, because I don't think we have a third option on the wings. Douglas Costa is not that. And I guess Tomas, if I had to start him, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'm actually going to take off Tabata for that reason. And I'll put him on support, Segovia. He moves into left back. Should be, I might have to rest some players like Ignacio and Sesko, because I definitely want them for the next match. But we should be pretty fit for this Benfica match. And coming off this victory, I'm going to say it now, we're going to win this match. Coming off this, that has to be good for morale. There is one probably final highlight, and it's Sesko hitting it off the crossbar. Vinagre putting in the cross. Doubt there's going to be anything else here. They've not really done much. Their efficiency is not bad. 3 shots on target from 5 shots, but the XG is not great. Our XG, not amazing either, but a lot of shots. We did very well in that second half as well. Even more shots than we did in the first. 10 shots in that second half. And yet, we didn't score a goal. That's not acceptable. We were still getting shots on target. We just couldn't beat the goalkeeper. I don't know if that's their goalkeeper being too good, or he did get the best rating on their team, 7.2. I don't know if that's the goalkeeper being good or just our forwards being awful, but Sesko got a decent rating. Even our wingers, Tabata, Kolomwani, when he came on, somehow got a 7, even though he only played like 7 minutes. I guess a little bit more than that. Costa was not good, but Gonçalves, again, not good. He has not shown up this season, and I need him to, especially if we're going to beat Benfica. Nice work, everyone. That was good. I was happy to see you continue creating and getting your shots on target in that second half. But we have to be better at turning those shots on target into goals. That was a really impressive performance, even considering your recent form, right? I'm happy with the way we're playing, and more results like this would be very welcome. There seems to be a real buzz around the team at the minute. How far can that take you? This is the sort of thing we need to build on and take advantage of. If we can cultivate a strong team spirit, we'll be on to something special. How delighted are you with that triumph? Our general play was very pleasing, and I'm elated to secure the win. Huge win in the Champions League. Puts us in a very good spot to get through. Maybe not to get through the group necessarily. Still a lot of games to be played. But Shakhtar, after 3 games, 0 points, that puts us in a very good position to at least get Europa League football. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling a pretty good spot. We are top of the group still. Every team on 3 games played, we are top of the group. So there's a chance we can still win this group. We've got a home match against Atletico Madrid still coming up. That's going to be tough, but it's easier than the away match. And then I think we've got away matches against both Gladbach and Shakhtar. Those are going to be tough. That's really going to where we're going to learn where we're going to finish. If we can get wins or maybe even draws from those 2 games, I think we're probably favorites to at least get through this group. Good win today, though. These are the kind of matches we need to show up and get the win. And we did it. Very pleasing. I guess Sesko actually got injured. I never even saw it happen, but he only a bruised knee. He's only out 1 to 2 days, so he should still be okay for the Benfica match. I hope so. 3 days until the match. I hope he'll be all right because he's been so good for us. And Vinagre actually got man of the match. Very good match from Vinagre. 8.2 rating. I mean, more than just the goal. A goal alone won't get you that kind of rating. He played well defensively. Won all his tackles. Headers one was pretty good. For a guy that's, I don't think he's that big, is he? 5'9". So, I mean, gives me kind of a question. Do I start him or Bergman Johannesson for the match against Benfica? At least we have options there. That's kind of more than I felt comfortable with last year. So, good to see him stepping up. But next match is not going to be easy. I mean, I would say Benfica are probably even better than Shakhtar. So, and this is a rivalry. So, they'll really want to win this match. At least we're at home, but it's going to be tough. Let's hope we show up again. We are on the day of the Benfica match, and it's mostly the same squad that played last time. I was going to bring in Nuno Santos, but I guess I failed to realize that he was sent off in the last league match, so he's actually suspended for this one. So I probably should have played him against Shakhtar and rested Tabata, but can't change what's already done, so he's suspended, and I don't really trust Costa, Colomwani, or Gonzalo Plata. And Vinagre had a good game last time, so I'm actually going to slot Bergman Johannesson in at that inverted winger spot on the right. One of the main reasons I signed him is because if he didn't work out at left back, I thought he could do a really good job on the wings. And so far he's done pretty well at left back, but I trust him completely on the wings as well. I trust him more than those other guys, so he's starting on the wings. Unfortunately, Sesko, with that little bit of a knock he had, he's not fit for this match fully, so he's going to start on the bench. Tomas is going to come in. And his 6.64 in his last 5. I'm not optimistic for how big of a match is and how Tomas has been completely invisible this season. He's going to do anything, and especially with Gonzalez not scoring, I don't know where the goals are going to come from. I think that's going to be a major concern for this match. Where are the goals going to come from? So yeah, not great. Other than that, though, it's a starting lineup. Pretty strong, but Benfica are really good too, and they've started the season really well. I think they've only dropped 3 points, and that was a loss to Porto, so you kind of understand that a little bit. See, I'm not sure really what to expect. This team is not as good as the one we had last year, but it's still pretty good defensively. I mean, if it wasn't, we would be, in a very bad position considering our lack of consistent goals. But if we can play as well as we did last match in terms of getting our shots on target and maybe convert more of those into actual goals, we'll be in a good position. This is our chance to exact revenge on Benfica after our last experience against them. Let's show them who we really are. I want you to play like you did last time out against Shakhtar. More of that, but we have to be even better. We did well at getting our shots on target, but we were not good enough at converting those shots on target into goals. And we're going to have to be better today if we're going to be able to get all 3 points. 8 minutes in, there's only been one shot. It was for us, but it wasn't on target. Tabata putting in a ball for Inacio. The throw-ins with the center backs in the box. Better than long throws if you don't have a long throw taker. That is definitely the way to go. We've gotten a fair few goals for that in the last few seasons. It's Bergman Johannesson who plays it into Pedro Gonzalez to Vinagre to Tabata. Very good ball across and a good header by Inacio. He's surprised me with how good he's been in the air. He doesn't look to be exceptional in that department, but he just gets goals. So that's awesome to see. And we have a lead from our first shot on target. A little lucky, but I'll take it. Bergman Johannesson playing a little bit different position for us. Hopefully he'll do just as good of a job. Aguilar, though, with a chance to put in a cross, but good defending by Benfica. You have to say that was very good defending. We do get it back. Mateus Nunes to Aguilar, all the way to Pedro Gonzalez. We need him to step up today. We have got a goal. I didn't know where our goals were going to come from. I mean, a throw-in, an eventual goal by Inacio, I'll take it. That's kind of stuff we would have needed to get goals. And it's Bergman Johannesson. He gets his first goal for the club, playing in a more advanced position. Gets the opportunity to kind of be in the box and be a threat. And a little bit lucky again. Ball kind of just dribbles across in front of the goalkeeper. He can't get to it. Good ball in from Vinagre. I think Tomas actually, is that headed toward, and I think the keeper saved it. But luckily it falls to Bergman Johannesson. And if he would have missed that, that would have been completely horrific. But we have actually dominated them to start this match. 7 shots to 0. They have 60% possession, but they don't have a shot. What a start. Still done well in converting our shots. Oh, into shots on target. We nearly get another goal. Pretty unlucky. Mateus Nunes' chance. Cannons off the crossbar. This is like our 3rd or 4th highlight of the first half, and it's going to be Benfica's possibly this time, unless Tomas can win the ball, but he does not. Dumfries has a little bit of a knock. That's not a bad thing. It's a pretty good thing. He's a pretty good fullback. So him not at 100%, works in our advantage. They're going to try to play the ball out from the back. They're still going to go through Dumfries, even though he's got a little bit of a knock, but he seems to be playing all right. He's going to put a ball over the top for Horta, a new signing for them from Braga. He shouldn't be able to score from that angle. He has to pull it back. Ignacio is able to clear, though. Good defending. And now Tomas, a lot to do, but he gets past the first defender. Still a lot to do. He's going to have to take a kind of a long shot. His placement isn't quite good enough. He didn't have much behind the ball either, so pretty easy save from Vlachodimos. And again, it's another highlight. The highlights do not stop. This entire first half felt like a non-stop highlight. That time it's a free kick that goes over the bar. We're going to get a break finally. I think so. We might finally have a break, and we might end the first half with a 2-0 advantage. Benfica only 1 shot in the entire game, 0.02 XG. That is the performance I was hoping for. An absolutely dominating first half. Prefer to have a little more shots on target, but converting those 5 shots on target to 2 goals, I'll take that. Especially with Inacio and Bergman Johannesson getting the goals. Unlikely goal scorers. We have to, especially in this match with Tomas not scoring, Pedro Gonzalez not scoring. We had to have other players step up and get the goals, and they've done it. Very good first half. It's important to stay focused in the second half. Don't allow complacency to creep in. I'm pleased with what you did in that first half, though. I'm glad to see other players stepping up and helping us score goals. If we win this game, it's as a team. We attack as a team. We defend as a team. Every player, no matter where you're playing, needs to step up in both phases of the game. We did that in the first half. We're going to have to do that in the second half as well if we're going to get out of this match with all 3 points. Second half, pretty quick highlight, 3 minutes in. Be interesting to see if there's a lot of highlights in this half like there was in the last one. And if they end like that, I'm fine with it. A corner goal, not your traditional corner goal, headed away by, was it Ignacio that got his head on it? He had it directly to, let's see this again. Decius, I think, got his hand on it. Only parried it out as far as Mateus Nunes, who heads it in the back of the net. Keeper, after making that first save, didn't really have a chance to get to the second one. And that gives us a 3-0 advantage. They do have their first shot on target, but it's still a dominating performance by Sporting. We've had a lot of shots, decent number of shots on target. We've done really well with, more role players, not traditional goal scorers, stepping up and getting the goals for us. Mateus Nunes did not score much last year. Inacio had a fair few number of goals. He's been a pretty decent goal scorer for us. But Bergman Johannesson, dude, fullbacks now are stepping up. Bergman Johannesson not playing as a fullback this game, but still, mainly a fullback for us, stepped up with the goal. And now it's Ruben Aguilar. Not really what you expect, just to pick up the ball, cut inside, and just put, launch a howitzer into the back of the net. Just dribbles around the defender, and that's very good dribbling for a guy that's not the best dribbler in the world. 30-year-old, he can still do it. Good to see. About 62nd minute, and there's another highlight. This reminds me of our first match against Benfica last season. It was away from home, actually, but it was a 5-0 win. I think this is even better than that because they were at least in that first match. They were kind of unlucky not to score a goal. We have completely dominated this one. We deserve all our goals. They don't deserve to get anything. Pedro Gonzalez, we need to score. It's 5. Just like the last match I was just talking about, it's another 5-0 advantage, and it might be more. Pedro Gonzalez getting on the score sheet, that is very good to see. He started out last season very hot, scored quite a few goals. He was our leading goal scorer, almost halfway into the season. And he's not really done that much this season, but he steps up today, gets a goal. Hopefully that's just the start for him. With a 5-goal advantage, I think we can start resting some players, though. Pedro Gonzalez probably being one of those I rest. He's the most tired player on the pitch. He's a very important player, even though he hasn't started the season off amazingly. I'd like to have even more kind of backup options on the bench, but I'm actually going to move Nunez to attacking midfield and bring on Brigantia. Abisher's not really going to grow as a player anymore from where he's at. He is the finished product, so I'd rather give more game time to Brigantia, who's still young, and could be the number 2 option. Maybe Nunez leaves at some point in the future, and Brigantia could be the number 2 option to hopefully, an improvement in the squad. Spots are also probably going to come out. I think I'm going to move Bergman Johannesson to left wing and bring on Kolo Muani. I'll save the last sub just in case we have any injuries, but I think we're pretty good from here on out. I guess Ugarte is probably the other player I'd want to bring in, but Polini is actually the most fit player on the pitch, so yeah, let's play on. Let's see if we can get even more. I want to score more goals. I want to embarrass Benfica today. Looks like after we scored that 5th, things have finally started to cool off. We've slowed down a little bit. Just look to see the game out. Benfica haven't been in it the entire time. Time to make our last sub, though. I think I'm going to take off Ignacio because he's the most important player left on the pitch for us. Polini is pretty important, but I think he has a better backup in Ugarte. I'm still not sold on Segovia. I still really wanted to bring in another center back, mostly because I didn't trust Segovia or really Caceres. So Segovia's going to come in. We're going to see this game out. I was worried with Tomas having to start up top and with Gonzalez not in good goal scoring form where the goals would come from. But the team has stepped up. A 5-0 win against Benfica, that is massive. Especially not just for the league, just for confidence. This is the most goals we scored all season, and this is against the best team in the league. Super happy. There's actually going to be one more highlight. It's going to be another corner for us, and it's going to be another goal for us. João Palhinha, I felt like he should have scored more last season. He was kind of our main guy we were aiming for from corners. Ignacio actually stepped up and became that better threat, but it's good to see Palhinha getting on the score sheet. His first of the season, a very good header. And it's even worse. It is 6-0. There's another highlight. It could be 7. They're going to look to get one back, but it's not going to happen. Van der Voort hasn't really had much to do, so you can't give him a whole lot of credit. They've only had 2 shots on target, but it's still a clean sheet. He's actually surprised me this season. Van der Voort has surprised me. He's been pretty solid. Bergman Johannesson putting in it's nearly 7. Tomas trying to get on the score sheet for only the 2nd time this season, but he gets denied by Vlachodimos. Everyone's playing well. No one's kind of ridden the coattails of the rest of the team. Cinemax, I don't think had the best games. I think Ignacio got a goal, so he probably had a good rating, but I think that's mostly the fact they didn't need to do anything. Benfica didn't do anything going forward, so they didn't have much of a job to do. So I can't really be too critical of them there, but going forward, we have been spectacular. And I don't think we're going to get the 7th goal. It still could happen. We still get the ball back. Palhinha into Ruben Vinagre. Shoot from here. Might as well. It's up 6-0. Go for a worldly. That's going to be it, though. All minutes have been played, and it's going to be a 6-0 victory over Benfica. What a result. What a couple of games. A 2-0 at home in the Champions League group stage against Shakhtar to keep them bottom of the table and put ourselves in a very good position to at least get 3rd place. And then a dominating performance against the team top of the table. We now have a game in hand on Benfica, and if we win it, would go top of the table. Just absolutely dominating. Not like that 5-0 last season, where it was actually pretty close in terms of XG and shots and everything. This is one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen against a team the level of Benfica. What a result. I'm absolutely delighted. This isn't an easy rivalry to compete in, so that's a great result. I'm proud of how you fought for each other out there. I'm proud of how you attacked and defended as a team. Everyone was involved, and everyone gave their all. We need to build from this match. Use this as a springboard to reach the goals we set for ourselves at the start of the season. Very well done tonight, boys. How big is this result given the wider context? This is a huge result. We played the matches that needed to be played in our style, and it showed everyone what we're capable of. You certainly have the bragging rights over Benfica following that demolition. What did you make of the game? It's a fantastic result for us. I'm especially pleased for the fans who were simply magnificent today. What a result. A 6-0 win over Benfica puts ourselves in the driving seat to win another league. It's in our hands if we continue winning matches. Did a lot for our goal difference as well. Destroyed Benfica's and just put ours up to 16 after 9 games. For a team that didn't score a lot to start the season, that's actually pretty impressive. So it's good to see, though. We need to keep scoring like this, though. It shows what we can do. I mean, we are playing primarily defensive football, focusing first and foremost on the defense, but that doesn't mean we still can't score. We've got the players to do it. I think we've got the tactic to do it. So it's good to see it show up today. Benfica's manager thoroughly embarrassed. Gotta love to see it. Aguilar actually gets man of the match with a goal and an assist. He was very good. 9.1 average rating. But everyone was good. There was not a bad performance in that team. I think the lowest was like a 6.8. That's a center back, Caceres, who had nothing to do. So, no complaints at all. What a performance. That puts us in a great position. I mean, Porto, we actually have a game. They have a game in hand on us. So, they've actually not played a lot of games this season. So, they're still in a pretty good spot. With 2 games in hand over Benfica and a game in hand over us. They're going to be right up there at the end of the season. Portimonense have started off very well this season, but we have quite a few games in hand over them. Rio Ave started off well. Maritimo, who did well last year, decent start to the season for them. Braga starts slow again this season. Other than that, no real surprises. But yeah, super happy with that win. Puts us in a great position. A very good episode today. 2 huge wins. Top of our Champions League group. And with the win in our game in hand, top of the Liga Portugal. Very good start to the season. No losses. A few more draws than I'd like, but super happy. And next time when we come back, we're going to know where we're going to finish in the Champions League. Because we're coming back for the last 2 games of the group stage. At home against Atletico Madrid and away against Gladbach. Hopefully, I don't expect us to be able to tie up our position by this Atletico Madrid match because it's going to be difficult. But we'll see what Shakhtar and Gladbach do against each other and what they do against Atletico Madrid from here on out. We put ourselves in as good a position as we could have hoped for to start this season. Wins against both Shakhtar and Gladbach and a draw away against Atletico Madrid. So that's, about as much as I could have asked for. So we're in a good position, but we're still going to have to see it out. Hopefully this match, this 6-0 win, will put us in some good form going forward. We've got some easier matches coming up. Pinnavanil, Rio obviously started pretty well. Belenenses currently in 9th. They were very good last year. Got this away match against Shakhtar. Got Coimbra in the Taça de Portugal 4th round. That shouldn't be too hard. Then Atletico Madrid, Gladbach. Those are our 2 toughest games coming up. We actually finally got a match in between the 2 Porto matches. So another reschedule. These 2 Porto matches were one after each other, but now Braga's in between. So, we'll see about that later on, but this is what we're coming up for next. It's going to be 2 huge matches. From where we're at, I really want to get through our group. I think we should be able to do it. We still have a chance to win it. I'm not, holding out hope for that, but I just want to get to the Champions League knockouts. Coming into this season, I wasn't sure what I'd expect because I felt like our team got so much weaker, but, after a 6-0 against Benfica, you can only have hope. So, looking forward to that. Hopefully you are too. That's going to be the end of this episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.